Sweden's presidency of the Council of the EU is coming to an end. With the war in Ukraine continuing to escalate, powerful new AI programs taking the world by storm, and right-wing Eurosceptic parties gaining ground in national member state elections, it's safe to say Sweden had its hands full while trying to pass the items on its presidential agenda. On the 1st of July 2023, a new member state will take over the presidency of the Council of the EU, Spain. But what do they hope to accomplish? Will they follow in Sweden's footsteps or take the Council in a new direction? First, let's look at what Sweden accomplished during its term. In our video on the Swedish presidency, we outlined the member states' 4 key priorities. We'll review each one and see how they did over the last 6 months. Starting with continued support for Ukraine. Sweden has ensured the EU stays committed to supporting Ukraine in 2023. In the Council, they successfully pushed to provide more military and economic aid, helped adopt the 10th sanctions package, and the first EU-Ukraine summit was held in February this year. Next, they prioritized EU's long-term competitiveness. In March, the Council pushed the Commission to publish a plan on how the EU plans to build its long-term competitiveness. The project includes transitioning to a digitalized economy, investing in education and infrastructure, and making green energy sources more efficient. Then there's tackling climate change. The Council has argued for more electrified vehicles in the EU transport sector and has reached a consensus on meeting the Fit for 55 EU targets in time. On top of this, the Parliament agreed to not sell any more petrol cars in the EU from 2035 onwards. Lastly, there's protecting the rule of law. Sweden's focus has shifted quite substantially to the immigration concern. In June, the EU passed comprehensive reforms to implement a common immigration and asylum policy, a massive success for the Swedish presidency. This plan includes hefty fines for any country that refuses to house refugees, and a new system for redistributing migrants across the EU. Overall, Sweden has guided the Council and the EU towards making good progress on all the goals it sought to achieve. So what will a Spanish presidency look like? Spain will be taking over during a turbulent time. Beyond the war and the inflation crisis, the European elections are looming just over the horizon. The Spanish agenda could shift the political narrative as voters cast their ballots. Spain wants to focus on reindustrializing the EU. This means attracting tech and pharmaceutical companies to the EU to become a global leader rather than exporting production to third countries. Continuing the green transition also remains a top priority. A reform of the electricity market to promote renewable sources and drive down prices could soon be on the table. Spain also wants to crack down on multinational companies using legal loopholes to evade tax. Social justice and transparency are key parts of their agenda. And finally, Spain plans to bring the EU together. They want a more cooperative union with a deeper single market and a common response strategy for supporting Ukraine. There is a big problem marring the Spanish presidency, however, and it's why we don't have any formal plan to speak of just yet. The upcoming general election in Spain looks like bad news for Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez after he called for a snap election in May. The rise of conservative and right-wing parties might mean he'll be out of his position come July, which is why he's formally asked the EU to postpone his council speech outlining the goals of Spain's presidency. But are you happy with the plan? Or what would you like to see on Spain's agenda? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And please consider signing up for Patreon if you'd like to support us further. Until next time.